up, families? Welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. My name is Miss Grazutis, and I am going to be your child's Spanish A teacher this year. A little bit about myself. So in this top left corner consists of my family. Where I am in my stage of life, my family consists of my parents, my older brother, and my two cats. I graduated from Northern Illinois University with a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish Language and Literature, and then also a Bachelor of Science in Education in middle school. So basically, I am licensed to teach middle school science, K through 12 Spanish, K through 12 bilingual education, and then K through 12 English as a second language. What I like to do in my free time, so when I am not teaching or figure skating, which I'll talk about in a second, I like to read, I like to crochet. I really like anything that gets me outside. So I like walking, I like running. My favorite thing to do is yoga. And then also, I really like volunteering. So one thing that I love to do with my Spanish is I love volunteering at food pantries and talking to some of the people that use the food pantries in Spanish, because a lot of the people that use the food pantries that I volunteer at speak Spanish, and so I love using that language to make their lives a little bit easier. And I would actually love to volunteer abroad in Costa Rica one day. So I also love volunteering. To the right here is really what I'm bringing to your child as their Spanish teacher this year. So I have had the wonderful privilege of traveling to 3 major regions that speak Spanish. So this top picture is when I studied abroad in Toledo, Spain in 2018. This picture right here is when I studied abroad in Mendoza, Argentina in the summer of 2015. And then the bottom here is when I did my internship abroad in Bucerias, Mexico in the summer of 2019. So basically, I have traveled to all 3 major regions that speak Spanish. And so I've studied abroad in 2 of them. And then in this bottom one, I did an internship through an organization called Human Connections, which focuses on responsible tourism through really celebrating the culture and small businesses of Mexico. So basically, I'm really excited to be able to bring all of these influences to your child or children. And really, one of the things I'm really excited about exploring with them this year is really comparing the differences between like Spain Spanish and Mexican Spanish and like Argentinian and Chilean Spanish, and really looking at like the cultural differences, like what's socially acceptable in Spain versus like what's socially acceptable in Mexico. And so basically all the cultural differences as well. And I'm really excited that I can bring that to your child this year. So a little bit about the expectations and how our class runs. So number one, I would just highly recommend that your child practices their Spanish. I would highly encourage your child to talk to you about what did they learn in Spanish class today. If they feel comfortable teaching you a little bit of Spanish, talking to you in Spanish. So really just having your child practice. The more that your child practices their Spanish, the better that they're going to get at their Spanish. So really just encouraging your child to practice their Spanish. The second thing is having them try their best. They are taking this journey on. They are learning this brand new language, and they're jumping in feet first. So we are going to be learning how to listen to native speakers. We're going to be listening to Spanish speakers. We're going to be reading in Spanish. We're going to be writing in Spanish, and we're going to be speaking Spanish. All of this is brand new, and I do not expect perfection, and I do expect the kids to make mistakes. And I would highly encourage or support your child in their endeavors in learning Spanish and just really encouraging them to try their best, and that it is okay for them to make mistakes. They are going to make mistakes. So really, as long as your child is trying their best, they will get the full benefit of learning Spanish, and they will get to where they want to be as long as they just try their best. So being respectful in the Spanish classroom. So basically, once again, all of your children are jumping into something brand new. And basically, my goal as a teacher is I really want to create a safe and engaging environment, and one that is effective in learning Spanish. And one of those is being respectful to each other. So even if we do make a mistake in a conjugation or in a word or something like that, just being respectful and respecting that this is a journey and everyone is at a different place in this journey. So basically, just making sure that your child is respectful to others and really respectful to themselves. Don't be too hard on yourselves, children. You are going to make mistakes once again. So making sure that you are respectful to yourself and to others. And then the last really expectation is just being responsible. Making sure that your child has their Chromebook charged every day, that they have everything that they need in order to be successful in the classroom. So making sure that they have their Spanish folder or binder, that they have all the work that they completed, that they are doing their asynchronous work, that they are reviewing the concepts that we have done on their in-person day, or they're reviewing the concepts before they come to their in-person day. It's really just going to make it a lot easier for your child to focus on what they're learning if they are prepared with everything that they need. And so I'm going to show you a little bit how our classroom works. So I house everything in Google Classroom. And so if this is what your child's dashboard looks like, I'm just going to use first hour as an example. This is how my Google Classroom is set up. So every single time, so right now I am on the stream in Google Classroom. Probably every other day since we are on the AB schedule this year, I will post something that looks like this. So basically, it will have the slides for the day. So this is for the in-person class. If I click on these slides, this is literally what we're doing for the day. Okay, so in this, I have the slides. So these are literally the same slides that I teach with. So your child will always have these slides at their disposal. So I would highly recommend that if your child was absent or if your child just wants to go back and review what we did in class, you can just go straight to this PowerPoint and be like, okay, let's look at what you learned in class or what you missed if you were absent. So basically, you can look through this, but I will have this up every day when the kids walk into the door. So this is basically like what they should do before class starts. And then usually I will start with some kind of bell ringer, which I call a do now. So basically, kids should do this before the bell rings, but I understand that some kids might get to class right when the bell rings. So I'll give them about 2 minutes to get situated and do whatever they need. And then I will go on to their bell ringer. And so basically, if you want to look at like what a class, like this is actually the lesson that I did with your kids Thursday and Friday. So if you really want to look at like what your kids are doing in my class on a daily basis, you can just look at the slides because this is literally everything that like we do on a daily basis. So this is how the class is set up. For asynchronous work, I will usually post on the stream something like this. So basically, it'll say like the options that you have for what you can work on. So it'll have a list of options here. And then I will always say that the link to everything will be under classwork. So if I go under classwork, this is where all of their assignments are going to be posted. I do it by week. So like the first week of school was the week of August 19th. And then this was last week. And so basically, this is where all your kids' assignments will be posted. And I usually like to do it either as an assignment or just as material or as a resource. So this is where all their work is going to be posted. And then the last thing, so if you or your child ever has questions throughout the year, comments or concerns, email is the best way to reach me just because I am in an office. I do not have my own classroom. So basically, I do not have a phone around me. So email is going to be the best way to contact me. And usually if I have a positive thing to say about your child or a question I have or a comment or concern, I will most likely go through email just because email is the thing that I have easier access to. So my email is ashley.grazutis@ad303.org. And then my phone number, so If it is something that needs to be called about, my phone number is right here, so I can be reached at 331-228-2477. So thank you for listening to this presentation. I'm really excited to teach your child this year. I'm really excited to see their growth in Spanish this year. And I am looking forward to a great year with you and them. So thank you so much, and let's have a great year.